going on, everybody? We are back with another episode review of the Falcon and Winter Soldier. So, of course, I need my co-host, my common gamer girl sister, Sani.
What's up in the butt, everybody? Hello. Psycho.
And we also have, well, you might as well say she's our third co-host by this point. So let's bring in.
Hi. Good evening, neighbor.
So, if you guys could grade this amazing episode, what grade would you guys give it?
Boom. 9.5. Zemo.
Zemo stole the show.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't like him. I still don't like him.
I don't trust him.
Yeah. Like I don't like how he's treating Bucky. Like he's like controlling him, and I don't like it. I was like, yeah, don't you touch him. Like there was a scene where he just looked at him, and I was like, yeah, you don't look at the Winter Soldier like that. No, I don't like you. But he did steal the show. Well, the episode, I should say. But I'll give it 9. Sorry.
I would give it like a 8.5. So it was.
Whoa! Like, okay. Wait. Okay, I don't mean to be rude, but I can't remember. Who the fuck is Dark Shadow again?
Brad.
Oh! Hi, Brad. I'm sorry. I'm like, who the fuck is? It kind of looks familiar. All right.
It's okay.
Sorry, Brad. Brad Pitt. What rhymes with Pitt? A magical Winter Soldier stick. Hey!
Yeah, he was here for Zemo because he's Hydra.
Oh, well, I think he left. I am not drinking. I am drinking water, but it's Dutch water, so conspiracy confirmed.
All right. So, in this episode,
sorry, I hear talking. Yes. Sorry.
So, I guess the real question is, who is the power broker?
Sharon.
It could be possible. Like it is possible. Well, I'm unsure.
I don't know. I mean, it's Marvel, so it could be anyone.
It could be nobody as well.
Yeah.
Like the missing person.
It's a ghost.
It's Ralph.
The episode starts off with U.S. agent or new Captain America on a mission in Germany trying to look for Carly and the Flag Smashers, and they're clearly not getting anywhere. So
yeah,
which is unfortunate for them, but then it switches over to Sam and Bucky visiting Zemo, and I love how the first thing that Zemo said when Bucky walked in the room was the Hydra brainwashing like words that
I would do the same thing, right? And then go like Exorcist style. Now fuck me. No, I'm kidding. Okay.
But yeah, so they basically go there to try to find answers about the stolen super soldier serum, and basically what they do is they cause a distraction to get Zemo out of the prison.
I like that conversation between him and Falcon. But he's actually like, but what if, hypothetically, this happened?
And Zemo comes walking in and he's like, oh, no. What's he doing here?
That was cool.
Yeah.
Also, like that he wanted to apologize. He's like,
and by the way, like, there was some really nice cars that were in that garage. I was like, whoa.
Some classic mafia cars, huh?
Yeah,
You're like, Tommy?
Yep.
Takes me back.
And so Zemo's like trying to lay out his plan on how they're going to find it. And he goes in the car and you see that Zemo mask laying there, and he's like, he doesn't say anything. So he just kind of sneaks it out and puts it in his bag and just goes.
That was pretty cool when he used it.
Like when he finally put it on, I was like, awesome.
What I particularly liked, which it's kind of because Oregon just said, like, are they going over the top, making us just like the new Cap? Well, in reality, I think the actual actor deleted all of the social media because he was getting all these kind of threats of fanboys. Yeah. But I like what Zemo is saying when he sees the Bucky notebook. That he's like, oh, so this is everybody that you wronged as the Winter Soldier. But then he starts into this whole discussion about Captain America, like you put him on the pedestal, and this entire thing, which is actually happening with the new Captain America, because he kind of like loses control. Do you know who I am? And it's like, oh. Mm-hmm. And then that whole speech of Zemo that came later, I was like, yeah, this is actually what's happening right now. And I think I like it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Also, can I just say where the new Captain America is involved? He's getting a lot of hate as an actor, and I just think it's so wrong. Yeah. Because okay, if you hate the character, that is allowed, that is fair enough. But don't hate the actor that is playing that person. Like, I've heard he's getting like a lot of death threats. Yeah. I'm like, what's wrong with you?
That's just wrong.
He must be doing the job right then, right?
Must be doing it right. Jesus Christ, people go too far. People go too far. Yeah. It's so wrong.
I mean, he's an actor. It's his job.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's a good actor, unless your name is Amber Heard, of course. But no. Next.
But yeah, it was really interesting when he said that the book that Bucky was writing in was also the same book that Steve wrote in, and that whole conversation that Sam had with Bucky, like didn't you ever listen to such and such? And
Marvin Gaye.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. That also gave me like American Psycho vibes with Christian Bale going like into the whole detail of how an album was like put together. And Oregon.
So they end up going to Mendrapur, which wasn't that the same country that was in the Invisible Woman comic we read?
Yeah.
Or is that something different?
No, it's the same. It's also Madripoor. It's also where Emma Frost is like, ooh,
Yeah, because I
I'm
was
the
like,
queen of the night.
so they go there and um like one of the first things I noticed was the power brokers watching on written on the wall. Did you guys
Yeah,
see that?
it's like big brother's watching you.
Mm-hmm.
Illuminati confirmed.
Yeah.
Smiling tiger. Oh, when he's running, I can't run in these heels. Like, okay. But the fact that his second name was like Mac, I was like, okay. Like he says, like I look like a pimp, but then his name was also Mac. I'm like, okay.
But like that whole scene that they're like getting there at first, like the city, like how it looked, like with the colors and all that, I was like, that's really cool.
Yeah, it was really beautiful.
That also gave me, because I first thought it was Hong Kong, but in general, that entire Madripoor thing, it gave me John Wick vibes. I was just waiting for that really techno trance song to kick in. That John Wick would come out of the shadows and.
Actually, did remind me of that. I didn't realize it. What you just said. Yeah.
Also with Sharon or Agent, her name is Sharon, right? Agent 13 fighting. That also reminded me like full on battle, hardcore John Wick style.
That whole fight scene with her was really cool. I was like, yes, girl.
Yeah.
That was
I'm really glad that she's back.
Yes. And I do notice that I noticed it's like since Wonder Woman, because Wonder Woman has all these battle cries like all those sounds that suddenly a lot of these female characters are like like going into like a whole tennis match thing. It's kind of weird. You also heard Sharon do like it's like, come on, it doesn't even sound badass. Don't even try it. Gal Gadot makes it sound badass, but
yeah. So when they get to Madripoor, they go to this bar and like that I love that whole scene. It's great.
Favorite drink. It had to be something weird.
Yeah, like they pulled out that snake, and I'm like, what? And then they cut into it. I'm like, ew, because I don't like snakes. I'm terrified of them. And
good to know. No, I'm kidding.
And like the look on Sam's face when he had to take a drink, he was like,
He is owning the entire series with his acting, I have to say.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
His facial expressions, amazing.
Yeah.
I will go Japanese anime hentai. Alright. I swear I'm so.
Alright, so basically Zemo says like no one can know who we are or who you are, because the minute that happens, then we're in trouble. So he basically tells Bucky to start attacking people in the bar, and like classic Winter Soldier style. That whole thing was cool.
I love. Obviously, I love Winter Soldier, but I love as soon as his like music is playing, like he's like theme song. What do you call it? Like he's, you know what I mean? As soon as his like music plays as the Winter Soldier, I'm like, things are about to get good. Things are about to get good. Even though it's so bad, because I'm like, oh, don't do this to him. Like, no, like he's brainwashing him. I don't like it.
Well, I mean, he already told. I mean, he told Bucky, I can still see something in there, and then later saying to a Falcon on purpose, like, "Oh, I didn't know it wouldn't take him that much to snap right back into it." But I think
it's extremely manipulative.
I think it's more now that Bucky comes to terms and closure with himself rather than Zemo being, I think at least. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Honestly, I truly think that it's gonna either go of two ways with Bucky. He's gonna go back to his Winter Soldier way, or he's gonna go to Wakanda. And I'll talk about that towards the end. But there's two ways that I think they're gonna do with Bucky, and
I have the feeling that he's going to be Captain America as he's getting more strongly convinced that he wants that shield. Mm-hmm. Whereas Falcon is more like, meh. Yeah. He's like, no, I want it.
I don't know.
Yeah, and then like Bucky was saying to Zemo that when they were talking about the Winter Soldier, Bucky said, like, that part of me is gone. Like, I don't want to go back to that person.
But then, like, there's all the words, like the trigger words that'll always bring him back to that. So all they have to say is one of the words, and it's like a light in his head.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think also Isaiah had one of the best sentences towards Bucky about that. Like, you cannot just wake up one day and decide you're someone else. As I said, Bucky has to really come to terms with himself, including being the magical Winter Soldier.
With the magic arm.
A bionic commando. Manual override. What a shame. Talking about playing handball, of course.
Yeah, so after that whole fight scene in the bar, they go into this meeting with Selby, whatever her name was, and she confirms that the super soldier serum is in fact in Madripoor.
But so at least they get
those answers. And so, but the whole meeting was going good so far, but then Sam gets a phone call from his sister and ruins everything.
I'm trying to be a badass, and of course the sister also always be like, shut the fuck up, you idiot. Look, who do you think you are? Because that's what we do.
Yep.
You try to be a Mag Daddy. Oh yeah, I've been laundry. What did you say? Like the laundry, the money stuff. Like how he tries to be like, yeah, that he tries to be all badass. Like, oh yeah.
So they figured out that they're not who they say they are, and they pretty much put a bounty on their head. So like everyone in the town just starts coming after them, and which is when they run into Sharon, and so they.
Yeah, but who shot Selby?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Because like before they go into the meeting, you see like someone with a hood up, which is I'm assuming is Sharon.
Yeah, because she had the thing when she was like shooting in the alley to save Bucky.
Yeah.
And Falcon.
And Falcon. My first thought was her who shot Selby, but
Buonasera, Leo! Whoa! I'm from Italia.
Friend of yours?
Si.
Si.
Ciao, minchia. Which is an insult.
So like Bucky and Sam like automatically just try to convince Sharon to join their mission, and she's like, heck no. Like, I've already been on the run for so long, and like I can't even go back to the United States, and so you guys are on your own. I kind of felt bad for her when she said, like, I didn't have any Avengers to back me up. I was all by myself.
Yeah, like her dad doesn't even know where she is. Like, damn.
Yeah. I was like, wow.
Neither does my dad. But that's something else.
So then they figured out that a guy named Wilfred Nagel created the super soldier serum, but it went wrong. And they eventually find him in the shipping container place.
Yeah, like the one time the bad guy doesn't have a German name because Wilfred Nagel is a Dutch name. It's like, really? Why are we becoming so offensive? What did I do wrong? Why isn't he German? Like Wolfgang Nagel.
So yeah, they find him in that lab, and there's like a ton of vials of serum there. So they find out that he was recruited by Hydra, and then when Hydra fell, he was recruited by the CIA. And did he say that he did experiments on Isaiah? If I caught that right.
Yeah, that's how they got the serum.
Yeah,
it's interesting that he said there were 20, and 8 has been given by Carly.
Mm-hmm.
So where are the other 12? Doom, doom, doom.
No. Hopefully we'll find out, because that's not a good thing that they're out there.
Or maybe, they will give it back to Isaiah and then he becomes the Black Captain America.
Or they could give it to his grandson and he'll become Patriot.
Yeah.
Avengers.
Who knows? I mean, for sure, no, that is a really bad joke. Next. I
mean, I'm sure they have a plan, but whatever. So before they could get any further, the whole place was blown up by a missile, which is pretty sudden, and they all get knocked out, but except for Zemo, because he runs out, obviously, and puts on his mask.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, even though, it's just like jumping off a container and then shooting a guy a bunch of times. It's like, wow, maybe you shouldn't wear the mask because, like, maybe you're missing.
Yeah, but the way that shot was done, like see him walk in and then, like, put on the mask, like, that was a cool shot.
That is cool. Just in case somebody recognizes him, but not the fur coat.
And, like, another thing during that whole scene was, like, Sam and Bucky arguing.
It always happens in action movies.
Every single action movie ever.
And it's true. And then Sharon is like, guys, not now. This is not the time.
Yeah, now's not the time to be arguing. We're being shot at. Hello.
We were going left. I was clearing the way. I love him. But then the missile, I think maybe it had to do with someone Zemo knew, because Zemo also suddenly came with like a great old American car. And I'm like, okay, where did that come from?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he is the power broker.
Or it's Mephisto.
For sure. I actually saw these horns in a shadow somewhere in the back. Oh no, wait, there was the shadow of my cat's ears.
But one of my favorite moments in this episode was when they got in the car and it was Bucky was in the front and then Sam was in the back. She's like, "You're not gonna move your seat up, are you?" He's like, "No."
Wasn't it the same also in Civil War? Because
Yes.
Bucky was sitting in the back.
That was hilarious.
I was laughing. I'm like, oh my god, I love it.
I love the relationship between them because they're on the same team, even though they probably wouldn't admit it. And the friends, even though they still wouldn't admit that they're friends, and you can tell like there's certain scenes that they're like, say, in the bar when he gets triggered and he starts fighting. I'm on about like Winter Soldier, Bucky. There's a bit where with Sam, like he looks over, like he's a bit concerned about him, and I'm like, oh, he's watching him. And that's nice. And I just love the relationship between them.
Yeah.
Even though they wouldn't admit that they care about each other and they look out for each other because they're on the same team.
It's much the same with Tony and Steve.
Yeah, like
you wouldn't sacrifice yourself, and then yet Tony was constantly like almost like he wanted to prove to Captain or to Steve that look, I'm always sacrificing myself. But the 2-second dance move, that was the best.
I was like, where did that come from?
It was just totally random. Just
honestly, I had to pause it and go back. I was like, did I just watch that correct?
Yeah, like the serious face of okay. I mean, I can only imagine if you're going to film that, you're already like dying on the inside of laughing, like.
Yeah. At least smile somewhat or act like you're having fun. Oh my god, I love it. So, where was I? So Sharon is kind of like the inside woman and gets some information for them, which is a good thing. So, but ultimately she doesn't go with them. So I was like, oh. But they ended up making a deal, like, if you clear my name, or if I help you, you'll clear my name, and so forth. So hopefully we'll see her show up again.
Yeah, because I'm like sitting there with answers, like, what is she talking about? Like, we got a major problem here. Like, excuse me, what?
Yeah.
Who is she? Oh, really? Would you like to enlighten us? Why?
So, like, obviously the Flag Smashers, they're kind of held up in this like GRC camp, which it kind of threw me at the beginning where they have that commercial about the GRC. I was like, what is this?
The WandaVision.
Yeah. And but then like it also shows Carly like going to visit, I guess it was her mom or someone that she loved. She ended up dying, I guess.
Yeah. Like you're both foreigners, right? You come from whatever Latvian land, right? And then you say, I'm sorry in English, like, come on. like if my mom would be like, well, okay, maybe that's a bad example, but I wouldn't be like in English, like, Mom. I would talk in Dutch, right? Why? But then, it's Disney, so I cannot complain. Yeah, she wants pizza.
Pizza will make everything better.
It's true. I should change my name to Sansolo Luciano Pizza. It doesn't rhyme, but it doesn't matter. It's quality.
Yeah. So ultimately, the power broker is after Carly and the Flag Smashers, but I found that conversation between her and her colleague kind of interesting because she said that she wanted to get back to those kids in the camps.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but she is weird in general. It's like, so she still has like 12 of these super serum things left, right? She got all of it.
mm-hmm.
And they go in there stealing what? Bags of onions? It looked like onions. Like, wow, the farting fast, right? But then she blows up the building. Like, oh yeah, this is the only language that they understand. Like, first of all, I'm annoyed by her, but that's something personal. Which means she's doing a good job, I guess. But like, where's this going?
Honestly,
Is maybe the desperation of the new Captain America, like he wants to find him so badly because he wants the serum for himself or something.
Yeah, because like you see them show up at the prison that Zemo was, and they automatically assume that it was Sam and Bucky that set him loose.
Yeah, but also that he talks about, like breaking the rules, that the other guy says it to him, like what are you suggesting, like breaking the rules? And then he's like, if we're going to save the day, like who's going to care about how we did it? I'm like, you fucker, I love you, I hate you.
Yeah, so I guess we'll find out where that goes.
Sooner or later, yes.
And so after that, pretty much the only thing I have left on my notes here is
what
they they show up to this building with Zemo, and Bucky's like, "You guys go ahead in, and I'll be right back. I'm gonna take a walk." And he goes into this alley, and he finds all these little metal like ball things, and
he's looking for balls. Okay.
So then he says, was wondering when you were going to show up and turn around, and the woman from Wakanda's there.
Yeah, like, talk about hyping something up that's only 3 episodes left. It's like, what the fuck? But she's, first of all, she's fucking beautiful, by the way. Just when I saw her, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm here for Zemo.
Yep.
Just like, I always forget his name. The Falcon guy says in the beginning, like, to Bucky, like, what do you really think? The people of Wakanda are not going to look for Zemo when they realize that he's out, and in particular, you took him out. And then at the end, she shows up. I'm like, damn. Oh,
wish. I wish that would happen, like now.
Victor Von Doom. Ooh. Damn.
Oh, he's so good.
If it's a good-looking actor. I mean, if it's a good actor.
Yeah.
Otherwise, keep wearing the mask. I mean, it's only something personal.
But like, whenever that happens, I'm just gonna
fucking
die.
Gary Oldman as Victor Von Doom, by the way. Ooh. Just a thought that just came to my mind.
So, Simone, you said you wanted to talk more about the ending.
Right. So.
Oh yeah.
Right. So I'm so hyped because my top 3. Now let me think. My top 3 MCU films it's in no order. It's Captain America, Winter Soldier, Thor, Ragnarok, and Black Panther. I love Black Panther, and it's so tragic and so sad because it's Black Panther 2. I've no clue what they're going to do in it. I've no clue what they're going to do. And then when I seen her at the end, I was like, oh, yes, I can see it. I think Bucky is going to be the White Wolf and he's going to go to Wakanda. That's the only place that he has peace, that he can be himself and quite safe, quite very safe. And I think it's going to go that way. Possibly. That's what I really do think. And I've also been reading a comic book that somewhere, I don't know where it is, that it's made me just believe that. I'm a bit hyped for that now.
More Sebastian Stan, like his last name suggests. Let's Stan the man.
Yeah. But I really do believe that. I mean, it's been introduced for a reason. I mean, it's a woman from Wakanda, and it's like, oh my God, yes. What
Also,
are you going
they
to do?
reference the last episode, of course. I think they're just kind of like testing the waters, if that's how you say it. Like, how will the audience respond?
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
I hate it.
There's going to be a big thing with him in Wakanda. I do believe that. But then I love him as the Winter Soldier. So I'm torn because I do love him as the Winter Soldier.
Who doesn't? That eyeliner.
The longer hair.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm very excited. And can I just say as well, although there's only 3 episodes left, it doesn't mean that it's over. I mean, obviously it's over for the TV show, but it moves on to the films. So we'll see more.
Like WandaVision.
Yeah. So eventually we will see more of, well, I hope that we do see more of the characters, because I would also like to see more of Sam as well.
Yeah.
Like, so if he stays as the Falcon or he becomes Captain America.
But the other guy that was in the first episode, War Machine, I would also like to see more of him.
Oh, yeah.
Aren't they making a TV show with him?
I think, yeah. I've heard
Armor Wars.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang, I learn.
I'm sure they are. But it's very.
Who are they making a TV series of?
I know, it's literally everything.
Tony Stark.
I know.
Oh.
I'm not complaining though.
Yeah.
It's all good stuff.
Like, just give it all to us.
I know, just hurry up. Because as well, this morning I was watching episode 3 for the second time, and then I watched the trailer for Black Widow again. And to be honest, Black Widow isn't one of my favorites, but I'm really, really excited for this film, and I'm really hyped up for it. And then but it annoys me. So I picked up this. It's a graphic novel.
Oh, hold on.
Make it.
Oh, that's so cool.
Honestly, the artwork in it is
too bad about communism.
Stunning.
Yes.
It's just, yeah. And look who was in it also. Dr. Doom.
Yeah, you just had the first page. It said Latveria, the one. Latte macchiato.
And I'm halfway through, and I was like, oh, why aren't they making him in that film? MCU, you're missing out.
Why isn't there a movie like the animated movie of The Punisher and Black Widow? Like,
they're just missing out. So I'm intrigued to know how they're going to do, because obviously it talks about the Red Room and it talks about other things going on. I'm like, how are you going to change that from the comic books? Because in the comic books, it was the Winter Soldier that trained her.
Mm-hmm.
It's very upsetting that I'm not doing this. I was watching the trailer like, imagine if we just watch it and then all of a sudden he's Bucky coming in. I'm like, we knew it, we got it.
Well, like in the Black Widow movie, it seems like Taskmaster is the one who trained them all.
Yeah, but I'm intrigued by it.
I mean, I guess we all would agree that Marvel really fucked up at the time when they released Winter Soldier, and they didn't do anything with that story, like what happened in Budapest and all that stuff.
Because I think with this TV show as well, I mean, I know it's Falcon and Winter Soldier, and it makes me more intrigued about Bucky and about what he goes through and what he's been through. So say it takes a word to trigger him and words, and you just like, it fascinates me how you can go from being, okay, to like one thing is said and you just completely not you.
Yeah.
If it make any sense. But
and we see that in Civil War. Like, Zemo's brainwashing him, like immediately as he starts saying the words, Bucky's like,
it really intrigues me. And in episode 3, in that scene in the bar, no, there was a scene on the plane when he had his book, and then all of a sudden he threatened him. Mm-hmm. That was, I mean, if I was threatened by the Winter Soldier, I wouldn't have been sat there. I would have just jumped out of the plane. I can't handle that, I'm sorry.
And then looking back up, like, he's not coming after me. Shit, I'm really up.
There's no person. But that was, I love that scene, to be fair. And in the bar as well, when he was speaking to him, and then all of a sudden he just like, with his magic arm.
With his arm.
with his magic arm, he just kicks shit out of him. Yeah, bad influence. With his arm.
Oh God. With the bomb, with his arm.
With his arm. And he just absolutely kicked shit out of him. And I was like,
you're like, Bucky can take me bowling, right? Okay.
He's such a bad influence. But that is, I'm very intrigued by what they're going to do with Bucky.
Yes.
Very, very intrigued. And I'm kind of hyped up for it because I like all that. I love the Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see more
of his arm. But I'm also curious, like, what is Zemo going to do when he does see Carly? Because that's like one of the last sentences that he says on the plane, like, oh yes, I especially would like to meet Carly too. I'm like, oh yes. Yes.
What are his true intentions?
I know. I hope it's rated X. No. What did you say? Onions?
It's Disney, so it won't be.
There goes the arm face. But at least we still got Simone for the fan fiction.
Honestly, I'm thinking of doing a it's on my list to do. I'm going to do a Winter Soldier and a Black Widow painting. Yeah, I'm going to do like a big painting of it as well.
Of course, with that arm, it has to be big.
Can't wait to see that.
But yeah, it's on my list of stuff to do. But yeah.
I mean, I have like a whole list of paintings I want to do. And like,
See, honestly, it's just endless. And then I'm thinking, oh, there's so much Marvel and all other stuff, and there isn't enough time in the day to paint, unfortunately, because we have to work.
yeah.
Ew.
We have a job.
We have to adult. That goes to fantasy.
Oh.
Because as well with this, how do you think it's going to end? Because honestly, I have no clue.
You know, just looking at your background, right? It's like what
Me.
the hell is it called? Yeah, your background. It's almost like, when you're pregnant, like the whole echo thingy, it's like, were you like virtually impregnated by the Winter Soldier? It's the head.
It's like, I don't know what they are. They just move. It's like
Ultrasound. Jeez, it took 10 minutes to think of the word.
it's not an ultrasound. It's like I don't know what you call it. It's like tiny pieces of metal, and they're all like it's like underwater in the moon. I don't know.
That's
It's
not
very
good. We all know what the metal did to Tony Stark, so.
but it's not.
We're poor, so it doesn't matter. What's the difference? You want a piece of this? Yes, 2, please.
So, like, is there anything else that jumped out at you guys about this episode?
Just that the Falcon guy is an amazing actor. Where, for me, sometimes Sebastian Stan kind of lacks in a way that I'm like, come on, man, you can do better than this. It's like the guy that plays Bruce Banner that just become worse, like in every other movie. Like the more movies he's in, the worse he becomes as an actor. At least in my opinion. I really think that the Falcon guy, Sam, he always just he really makes the show. If it wasn't for him, I mean, of course it's the Winter Soldier, but if it wasn't for Sam, I'm not sure if the show would have been as entertaining. Like I can't run at his heels. Like I cannot imagine the Winter Soldier saying something like that. It's just like it makes sense that he says it.
His sense of humor definitely like shines in the show.
But his facial expressions, also when, like the phone call, like that he's shocked, like, oh fuck, it's my sister, like he is just an amazing actor. And Zemo, he also killed the show. I mean, I'm like, damn.
Yeah, he's good, but I still don't like him as a character. I still don't like him. I don't like him what he's doing to Bucky. So yeah. You better leave him alone.
True.
Because as well, I think with him, I think he's intentionally trying to like make him snap. So he's doing things where, say, in the bar again, on that scene I'm on about, he smiled. So as soon as he snapped, he smiled like I've done that. I've accomplished it. Like he has a plan, and he's going to use Bucky and a little bit of Sam, but I think he's going to use Bucky in a way that I don't know what's going to happen yet.
Yeah, but I stand with my point that I think it's actually going to help Bucky, to be like, bam, that's it.
Yeah,
like he can really distinct the two. And
yeah.
Sorry, Gabby, what were you going to say?
Plus, Zemo ended up killing the doctor guy too. He pulled that gun out from under the table, which I don't know how he knew that was there, but like he pulled the gun out and shot the guy, and then
Well, he was right. I mean, he was working on things. Like he says it from the beginning. Like even Bucky says it. Like to Sam, like his mission is to stop these Winter Soldiers, and he also says it. Like I've already stopped these Winter Soldiers, like in Civil War, like Siberia. So it's my mission to continue to stop these. So the only way, even though it's really harsh, is to kill the guy because he is working on, like he says, it isn't there. So, I mean, damn, I read too many mafia books. Killing is okay. No, but I'm pretty sure that the new Captain America would have done the same thing. Or
Yeah,
Steve.
I mean, he almost beat that guy up in the beginning, like, but his partner had to pull him off of the guy. Like,
awesome. And I hope the guy doesn't get too many death threats. I mean, people wanted to cancel Tony Stark after watching episode 1. Like, he didn't pay the Avengers.
Like what? I just don't get it. I don't get what goes through people's head to be that. Like, I love Marvel. It's one of my favorite things in this whole world, but I don't get invested in it. So for example, I hated Thanos. Hated him. He took Loki. I'd never forgive him. Never. He took Loki from me, and I hate him. But I don't hate the actor because he's Thanos, and I wouldn't send him death threats going to kill Loki, so I'm going to kill you. Like, I don't get it. I don't get what goes through people's heads.
he's also Cable too. Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
He's also in the Goonies, and I love the Goonies. He's a dick in the Goonies, but that doesn't mean that I hate him. Even though
Exactly. It's a character.
Or maybe so.
And I think a lot of people just need to.
Yeah.
A lot of people need to get alive. I mean, there is passion, like Sean. Passion, as in the Phantom and the Arm, right? And then you got like the Taylor Swift fans that are like, or the K-pop fans nowadays that are like sending death threats to, like BTS didn't win an award, so they go to Lady Gaga's video who won the award and be like, oh, this video is trash, let's all thumb it down. It's like, damn, this is really fucking sad.
But
It's ridiculous. Like,
this is the world we live in. And then to think that in like 50 years from now, or probably even sooner, they're going to make like a movie about this generation, our generation. And people will be like in the future, like, wow, these motherfuckers are really fucked up, man.
oh gosh. All right. So that's pretty much all I got.
Same.
Yeah. I mean, as awesome as this episode was, I just have a feeling it's gonna just keep escalating from here. Hopefully.
Hopefully, yes. Not boring shit. But I think for sure, because you got the new Captain America that's probably gonna go like FUBAR. And then Bucky and his magical Disney arm. It's like going to take the shield.
His magical Disney arm.
Yeah, as soon as he grabs it, you hear like a choir singing. Oh! It's like the entire arm glows up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
And then, Mephisto will show up and Agatha. And...
Yeah. Plus, this episode was longer, too, than the last
one. It was.
Finally. It's getting... Because I do remember the guy that plays Sam, said, like, it's like watching a 6-hour movie. So I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
better bring the hours now. And now we were getting
Yeah.
close to the hours. Like, okay, we're getting there.
Good stuff.
Maybe
Because I think one of the things that
Which one?
that I think one of the things that I love about this is because with WandaVision, it was so hyped up. I mean, obviously in a great way because it was fantastic.
Mhm.
But like a lot of people are like, oh, this isn't as good as WandaVision, and I get it because I agree in a way, but it's not going to be anything like WandaVision because it's not WandaVision. It's its own show. It's its own theme. It's its own characters. It's
Yeah.
not. It's nothing like it. So it will be different. And I am really enjoying it, and I can't say it because the Winter Soldier is one of my all-time favorite characters. So I'm going to be a bit biased because I do love him.
Yeah, it's about time that for me at least, when this episode was like, I was like, yes, this was what I was waiting for. When I saw that the light that I first thought was like Hong Kong, when I saw the trailer, and I was like, okay, now we're getting somewhere. Then the whole fucking John Wick style happened, especially with like the whole bounty, like all the phone rings. Like, damn, this is John Wick running out of Central Park with his dog.
Yeah, and I liked that apparently, like, there was a lot of references for comic book characters, like with Victor Von Doom, and there was another one I've read, and there's also a reference to Wolverine. So I think was it in the bar, or there's a bar that the walk past something, and there's a sign for another bar, and it's where Wolverine, like his bar that he drank at, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, but I didn't know that until I read it.
I didn't even
like,
read it.
Yeah, but apparently it's pink. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just imagining it, but it's like it glows, so it illuminates. It's pink, and it's like a bar, and I think the walk past it or something, and there's a reference to Wolverine because it's a bar that in the comic books that he was like a regular in, like always drank in, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do know that there's
you need to read that up. It was it was online as well. A lot of people were talking about it. It was a reference to Wolverine.
Nice.
Because isn't there like also like an X-Men series, like a small series with Madripoor? Like that's how I know about it.
Yeah, as well. So it tied in like Von Doom and X-Men and Wolverine. I was like, oh, that's nice.
I was hoping for some Psylocke of like Emma Frost,
That one day MCU will get X-Men.
Yeah,
it just upsets me that it won't be. If it is ever Wolverine, if he joins the MCU, it just upsets me that it won't be Hugh Jackman because he's the only Wolverine.
I know.
He's literally, there's no one that I can look at and go, oh, maybe. No, nobody.
Kind of like Robert Downey Jr. with Iron Man. No one else can be Iron Man.
But that is Robert Downey Jr. I mean, I know I've been following the guy since the 90s, and he is just like that. So it makes perfect sense that he's playing it. So it's just natural. Just like, especially with these series that you realize that Sam is Falcon, that Elizabeth is Wanda, that the Vision is Vision. I forgot his name. But they're just amazing actors. Like I really noticed that now, because before with these movies, it's like so much happening in like 2 to 3 hours, or unless it's Endgame, then it takes a long time before something happens.
Because I also like that a lot of character characters that aren't necessarily main characters are getting their like time in the spotlight. And I mean, because so say like the MCU, I have like my favorites, but then overall Marvel, there's so much more to Marvel than just the MCU. So I have a bunch of favorites. So say like I'll have a top 3 of MCU, and then I'll have a million Marvel. And the list goes on. And because of WandaVision now, Scarlet Witch, Wanda is my top 3 MCU characters. But before WandaVision, she never was.
Yeah.
And if you want to know my MCU top 3 characters, you can probably guess. Just saying. You can probably guess what it is. Top 3.
Yeah, I think definitely in this order: Nick Fury, Zemo, and Wanda. I think that's your top 3.
Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Winter Soldier.
There's no order.
And James Barnes.
Like his arm, she should have his own comic book.
Right. But like a pink light, right? As you described it in Mod Report, it's like a shiny pink light. And I'm like, we're talking about. All right, fuck it. Oh my god.
Okay.
But it's Winter Soldier, Loki, and now Scarlet Witch. Yeah.
Yeah.
No Daredevil. Oh no, that's not MCU yet.
That's not MCU yet. Not yet.
Carly Cox.
It will be. It will be one day.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Then the Marvel. It's endless. And I did get, I've ordered it, a Fantastic Four comic book, because
Which one?
I really like an Invisible Woman. I really liking it. There was a cover that I seen on a comic book. Oh, and I was like, I want to paint that. I need to paint it. So I might paint her as well eventually.
Yes.
You need to read her solo series.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been invested in Fantastic Four and Daredevil.
Because I don't have the issue right here, but I'm pretty sure the one panel that I kept screaming about throughout our review, I think that will be the panel that you want to paint. Because you like portraits, it's like half her face.
Yeah, I love any comic book, but I really love portraits because I do want to get, eventually I would love to do comic book, like the covers. I mean, eventually for Marvel and DC, like that would be, yes, I would do that for free. Didn't even have to pay me.
For sure. Yes, you have to check out her solo series. I think the artwork is something that you'll be like, God dang a lang, this is what I need. Perfect. Like all the facial expressions, the emotions, it's just perfect.
And she's just a queen.
Well, thank you. Oh, you talked about Invisible Woman.
Well, you are too.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So that is pretty much all we have for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed.
It was enough.
The video. And we'll be back next week with episode 4.
Oh, yes.
It'll be super exciting. Can't wait to see what happens.
So, does anyone has anything coming up?
I have a couple of paintings,
of course,
that I need to do. I'll be posting them on my Instagram. There's a few actually. There's quite a lot.
Yeah.
I am going to be.
That's just Bucky.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's about 4 of Bucky, of Winter Soldier, I should say.
Only.
I need to do.
Nice.
Yeah, one more as well. And I'm going to try and upload a YouTube video tomorrow. So that'll be a painting one. But
Nice.
that's all I've got planned so far.
Sana?
Well, I'm actually going to start working on the thing because I need to take a ton of notes, which is what I've been saying, I think, for the last 2 weeks, that I want to do a video between The Godfather, the book, and the movie, like what I like and what I don't like, and like certain things that I've read in the book that really stood out to me, but was not really happening in the movie. On top of that, what?
Yeah, that'll be cool.
I hope.
Animation investigation.
Yes, that will be episode 1. And that's Freaky Louie. So thank you, Freaky Louie, for the inspiration for the name.
Yeah.
Then I actually got this book, Havana Nocturne, which is about when how the mob owned Cuba and lost it to the revolution, which is also something that you see in The Godfather Part 2. You know, which is that was inspired by the real mobsters like Mayor Lansky. That is played by the other older guy in Cuba in the Godfather movie, and then you have like Michael Corleone that goes to Cuba. It's like this revolution. So I want to read the real deal and then see. Maybe I'll do like a mini project on like all the things that they actually took from the real deal into the movie. So yes, I really want to do a movie review on Dick Tracy because oh my god, like Al Pacino is amazing in it, Madonna is amazing in it, Warren Beatty is amazing in it. So I actually need to find a victim that is willing to watch it and then do a movie review with me. So yeah, so if there are any volunteers, let me know. What about Dick Tracy? And then hopefully sooner or later. Oh, I thought I saw something black like a spider, like I could just turn my head, right? Maybe this week or next month, I will do a stream with Gabby on I want to say The Godfather. I mean the Mafia 1 game. That's amazing. Like start the whole, because it will be a bunch of episodes, I guess, because I think we will show the entire game eventually. Maybe we'll have to figure it out. But the story is amazing, and then we've already somewhat decided to do Mafia 2. Finally, someone that gets it.
Yay. Yeah, I've been playing Mafia 2 like for the past few days, so I'm about halfway done, I think, at this point.
Yes, you are.
So, and I know.
And then he comes back in Mafia 3. You'll be like, oh! You know, like he shows up as the older guy. I'm like, is it Peter? Yes, it is. Oh.
But then I know eventually we want to get into talking about all the Marvel movies, probably starting with the original.
That too.
So.
Yes. And then some.
We just have so many plans that we want to do. It's just finding the right time.
Yes. But for sure, definitely, I think in 4 weeks, you know, that the Saturdays will be more open and devoted towards other streams rather than an actual series. So I'm glad that Marvel is fucking off for a while. So we can like
until June. Until June.
Yeah.
Which is
like a month. It's like a month break.
Yeah.
And then it's Loki.
So we will just do Mafia 1 by the time Loki comes.
Yeah.
Oh, but something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, just stay tuned. We have so many plans coming, and be sure to like and subscribe. Like this video. Check out Sanimation and Simi's art. both on Instagram and YouTube. So go check them out. So we will be back next Saturday at 3 p.m. to discuss episode 4.
Oh, fangirl. It's all in the arm.
Yep. So I hope everyone has a good weekend, and we will see you next time.
Ciao!